What's up, guys? It's Levi. Hey, thanks for tuning on. Really appreciate you guys watching. So want to show you guys another exercise that I work on a lot, and not in a particular order. I do this early on in the session, or I should say in their training level. In the first month, they get this exercise, and the one I use is where I use two hands and hold them and just drive them up into that bridle and really get them soft and honoring that bridle. And what I'm looking for is to get to where I want more than just giving in the face. Like, I want them to soften their neck. So basically what I'm looking for is to get their neck and shoulder separated. So, and by doing that is when they start softening up, I'm going to loosen down. When they pick up, I'm going to get a little tighter on them. So that's what I'm going to be working on. And usually when I'm doing this exercise, if anything, when I put any kind of pressure on, the face is going to get tipped to the inside just a little bit. And that way it doesn't feel as trapped or that claustrophobic feeling. So I tip that face a little. Usually I do to the inside. So if I'm going to the left, I'm going to tip that face to the left to get that exercise. So, and like I said, what I'm looking for is that neck and shoulder separated. And if you're not used to riding a horse like that, it's going to feel really weird with their neck low. I've had people say, like, man, it feels like they want to buck or crow hop. So like I said, it's a weird feeling if you're not used to it, but boy, it's a good feeling once you know what you're looking for. So the horse we're using today is Danica. She is a 4 or 5 year old. I'm not even for sure how old she is. I believe she's a 4-year-old. So she's been in our program for a couple months now, and she's a little bit on the unbalanced side of like loping and stuff like that. So you'll see some of that where I have to work to like help her along, like when I'm pulling. So, but this exercise, first we're going to do it out of the walk, and then the trot, and then the lope. So it'll be fun to show you, and hopefully you can follow along. But before we get started, hit that subscribe button if you would. Excuse me. Hit that subscribe button, and that way you don't miss a video when we drop one. And also, if you guys would like to leave comments, leave a comment and let us know what other videos you'd like to see, like me doing something, or, you know, something else to, you know, for example, trailer loading or something, you know. I want to do a video like that sometime. But anyway, leave a comment in there and let us know what you guys would like to see. And we'd be happy to look through that and see if we can come up with some other ideas. So anyway, let's get to it. So we're going to go with two hands, and we'll just start working here. And what I'm going to do is just walk in a circle here. And this exercise, we really want to make sure we get good forward motion. So especially like Danica is a little bit sticky, so I really want to push on forward. So as you can tell, she's got her neck is nice and soft. It's low. It's quiet. She's honoring that bridle. Like when I get a hold of her, she really wants to help me there. Very nice. So when I'm working here, I'm going to be playing with them. And some of that stuff you may not be able to see even on the camera, because if it's that light, like right here, I'm pulling. You can see her give a little more. When she comes up, I'll pull harder right there, and then I'll soften down again. But if you're not paying attention, you'll miss that stuff because it's so minor in my hands. So we got to make sure that we catch the smallest tries. We really have to catch that and help them out. So I'm going to get a hold of her again and pull. So there she picked. There we go. She went down, so I softened a little bit. Remember, I don't want to let go. I just want to soften. There's a huge difference in releasing and softening. So we want to make sure that we get the correct release down, the correct softening, whichever one we're focusing. And then once I kind of like it for a while, like I walked around here for quite a bit, once I like it, and then I'll release it and just leave them be for a little bit and let them walk around here. And if your horse is not used to this, they're probably going to be throwing their head around, and because they don't know how to honor that. So when that happens, you just sit here and hold and just keep good forward motion and keep a circle. Just keep a circle down and just hold them, and then till they quit fighting, and then just soften it, and then you take it away again, and then you do it again, and you do it again. And as I'm riding here, I let her go about 3 steps, and then I just pull again. I pull, get her to honor and soften right there, and then 3 steps, and I let her go. I let her walk out about 4 steps, and then I'll do it again. I'll pull, I'll hold her and make her hold that position for 3 steps, and then when she does that, I'll loosen her up, let her go for 4 steps, and then I'll do it again. But I'm not totally throwing my reins away like that because it's going to take too long to gather them back up to do it again. So I just give and take. I keep playing with it. So then when I get the walking down, I want to go into trotting. So it gets a little more complicated to keep all the same stuff. Remember, don't do trotting if your walking isn't good. Get that walking good before you do trotting. So the trotting, when your horse is not used to it, they're going to be a little more, come on, there we go. They're going to want to fight you a little bit, throw their head around. Our job is to be able to ride whatever they throw at us. And we also have to make sure we keep our hands quiet. Really get your arms separated from your shoulders. And you're gonna watch my hands out in front of me here. They're gonna be pretty quiet. That's our job. We just keep riding, and I'm doing the same thing as I was when I was walking. I take it away, hold, get my 3 steps, very nice, and then I loosen forward. And then I do it again. Hold. Like I said, you're not going to see my hands moving much. And then loosen up. Hold. And then I pull. I want them to honor. Separate that neck and shoulder. Get nice and loose. And remember, this goes right against what horses think. Horses usually think react to pressure. So this feels weird to them too when they're not used to it. But when we can teach them to really honor that, boy, I tell you what, you just got yourself a nice willing horse. There we go. And you can't see me all the time here, but I'm pulling and releasing and softening. And usually if you watch my hand real close, you'll see my fingers close. I'll bring it back, roll my wrist, and then I'll just loosen them forward again. Very nice. And I'll just get my horse really trotting around. And we'll take a break here. Very nice. I really like that. I'll let her take a break. I'll give me a break, and I'll do this like for 15, 20 circles. I'll trot around here and do this. I'm not going to just do 1 or 2 and call it good. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to keep working on it. Repetition, over and over and over and over until we like it. So we want to make sure that we get that. So, and by the way, too, it gives you a workout because you're working here with your hands, so you can potentially cancel your gym membership. Just ride your horse and do this stuff, and it's really good. And like I said, I do this for a living, and I can still feel when I get into this exercise like I have to work it, especially on Danica because she's a little sticky. So I have to ride, and I got to keep my position up here with my hands to do this exercise. So it's a good exercise. All right, next up, we're going to do some loping. And remember, if one isn't good, don't move on to the 3rd step. If trotting's not good, don't try loping. Or don't do the exercise loping. You can still lope. I just don't expect this exercise when I start, if they're not good on the trot. All right. We'll pick her up and start trotting. Pick her up. If we can get her up here, first we got to get her get her kind of set in between my legs and reins. And there we go. Then I'll get a hold of her. You'll see her soften down. And I'll do too. I'll soften down. Come on. Pick up, pull, hold for about 4 strides. Very nice. And then I'll loosen up again. Pull. See, here she thinks we got to slow down when I pull, which I appreciate that effort, but that's not what we're working on. So my job is to keep pushing forward with my body. Good. Very nice. And it's real easy for Danica here because she's already sticky. And that's okay. I appreciate that. When I pull, her first question was, you want me to slow down? And I was like, nope, not yet. And keep pushing on her, keep pushing on her. So, in a horse that has a little more forward motion, you ain't going to struggle with that as much. But with her, we do. And just keep pushing and riding, pushing and riding. Forward motion is your most important thing. So whatever speed you're going, that's most important. The next important is your exercise. So always remember that. Loping was more important than the exercise. So loping and then the exercise. So I always want to try to remember that stuff. So, but anyway, give and take. Always remember that. Give a little bit. Your horse softens down. Loosen forward. I'll just show while I'm sitting here for a second. I pick up. Very nice. That's what I'm looking for on the go. So when I pick up on them reins, their first thought process should always be give and not do what they want to do. When you first start a horse and you do that pull, their first thought process is up. It's resisting. So, how they think. So, and we want to switch that. We want to flip that right opposite. When they feel pressure, honor that and soften. And remember, I want that neck and shoulder separated. And so often what we see when we think we got our horse collected, they tend to break halfway up the neck. And I don't like that. I don't like when they break there. Short term is fine, long term is not. And it's when they lower their neck down and it's just really loose and soft, man, that stretches their back muscles. It's actually way healthier that way. So I love it. So I hope this video helps you, and hopefully you can use it on your horse and be able to get your horse moving around a little better. Remember, give. The horse is always going to ask, what is in it for me? That's the give. That's the release side of it, the softening. And you see my fingers do it a little bit. And then you ask a little bit, they give, you soften again. You don't have to release, just soften a little. Then take it away again. 4 steps later, pull. 3 steps of the exercise, soften, and you just continue that work until you got it. And you'll be amazed how fast your horse is going to give into that bridle, soften up to it, and they're going to really honor that. And I love it when they start getting really soft instead of resisting. And so I want you to pay attention to your horse. When you get a hold of him, do they want to give or do they want to pick their head up? There's a huge difference. So let's try it one more time on Danica so I can show you. When I slide down and pull on that. And so here she picked up. That's okay. I'm going to just pull. Very nice. You soften down. Excellent. So always try to remember that, what you're looking for and the why behind it. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you have a question or anything and would like to ask us one, feel free to email us, beachyhorsemanship@yahoo.com. And again, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a video. Thanks for watching.